Hey everybody, I want to go over how I attach my braid when I'm putting new braid on a spinning reel, the knot that I use to secure it. You know, this is totally different than if I'm using a bait caster or mono to mono, mono to fluoro, or fluoro to fluoro. Whenever I'm doing a mono or fluoro to a braid, I like to tie uni to uni knot. Now, if I'm going braid to my fluorocarbon leader on the business end of my spinning reel, then always I'm going to tie the FG. I believe it's the strongest knot, thinnest profile that I know how to tie. But that uni to uni, I believe, handles better for longevity under your spool when it's getting wound down, compressed over time. I think it's a little bit easier to tie for y'all guys, but more importantly, I think it's going to last a long time. This is Sunline SX1 8-pound test. I'm getting ready to put on a spinning reel. I plan on leaving this braid on there a long time. Braid, you know, you don't have to change it out as much as fluorocarbon. So here we go. Here's the backing. Now I always have a backing under my braid on my spinning reels. It keeps it from digging down in the spool too far, and also keeps you from wasting a lot of that expensive braid all the way on the bottom of the spool that'll never get used. It just helps fill that space of line that has to be on there to make the reel work right, but it's not going to get used. So here's my backing of just 10-pound mono. I'm going to crisscross it with my braid and leave about 7 or 8 inches of each. Now I'll start with the braid. I'm going to take it and just make a loop. So now I've made a loop. I've still got my backing right here. I'm going to take that tag end and wind it in that loop. I go away from me and back to me. I'm going to do it 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I like to wet it before I cinch it. I'm going to pull the tag end of that braid and just pull that down. Don't let it bunch up. You want to I keep pressure on it with my finger there. My fingers kind of keep it pinched to keep it from bunching up. Then I finish it by just holding pressure on it with my tongue like that and knot it down. Don't pull it super tight. You're just getting it cleaned up out of the way. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I've got backing and the braid right there. I'm going to make my loop with the tag end of my mono, and now I'm going to go away and back to me 6 times around that braid and that mono. 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing. Wet it, pull it down, keep that knot from getting bunched up. See how it's pulling down smoothly. Pull it down to about there. Now the mono is not going to pull down as nice as the braid before you pull them. Now I'm just going to pull those two together. You see those knots coming together. When that mono starts to bunch up a little bit, I'll take the tag end and just pull a little bit of slack out of it. And now, if the camera will focus, that knot is going to stack down on top of itself really well. Now I just pull good tight pressure. I do like to, I don't know that it matters, but I do like to pull on both tag ends just to make sure there's no slack. Give it one more pull from the main ends, and now cut it down. Now you can cut these down really tight. You do not want to leave a burr. The braid is not as important, but it is ultra important to cut the tag end of that mono down really, really short, because it's going to leave a sharp burr down in your spool, and it'll hang on that braid. It'll stick up through the spool and hang on line as you cast. So I cut that down. You can see where I've got my tags cut, and that's it. That's the uni to uni. Now I'm going to go ahead and spool my spinning reel till it's almost full. Don't over spool it, but make sure you get enough on there. The worst thing for a spinning reel is not enough line, because it just binds on top of the spool as it comes off. And there's your uni to uni. That's how I attach a new length of braid to my spinning reels to a mono or a fluoro backing. Thank y'all.